Some big news around xCloud, which is really interesting and I'm very excited for. The cool thing here is the way this news came about. Phil Spencer actually replied to someone in Xbox chat. That's right, over on Xbox, which if I'm playing a game and someone asks me a question on Xbox chat, I'm not sure that I'm responding. So this is super cool. It looks like you're going to be able to start playing games that you own on the cloud. So right now, Game Pass games you can play in the cloud. But you can't play all the games that you personally own. So you've bought a game, you want to be able to play it via cloud. That looks like it's coming. Let's go over it here. This is a news story over at Pure Xbox. But before we do, if you like these style of videos, guys, if you like me and what we're doing here, basically we just sit down and talk news. Make sure you come over and subscribe to my channel here. A lot of you that watch this channel are not subscribed, so subscribe. Also, I'm very excited for this. We did just start memberships here on this channel. So if you like what we do, if you like that we're not a crazy influencer who went off the handle, but we think about things, we talk about them here in a logical and calm way, I want to say, for the most part, then consider becoming a member. Now, what do memberships get you? You get some loyalty badges and some emotes. Right now, here are the loyalty badges and the emotes right there. There's different packages. I am going to start streaming. We're going to start streaming daily. So stay tuned for that. We're a few weeks away from that, but that is coming. And that's where these memberships will really kick in for you there. But let's get to Phil Spencer. Again, check this out. This is the screenshot from Hazorden Gaming. Phil Spencer says owned games to be playable on xCloud in 2024. He replied to Xbox chat, and here it is. Hey Phil, any word or update on being able to play my own games on xCloud? Phil Spencer, that's P3 right here, said should be this year. All right, thanks, man. Have a great night. You too. And I love this. Now, what Xbox has not done a good job of on their marketing side is controlling the narrative, setting the narrative out there. And that's because I think that takes a lot of top-down control in a corporation. Sony has that. I don't think that Microsoft has that to the level that Sony does. And so you get those 2 weeks of craziness. But what Xbox does have is this like personal touch here. And I love this. I love the way he replied to it. Now, I did just want to read here the last sentence, or last two paragraphs rather, of Pure Xbox, because they make a good point. Before anyone gets too excited, they say, it should be noted that the original plan in 2022 was only to allow access to select games from your library. It seems you'll still need an Xbox Game Pass subscriber to play them this way. We don't know all the details yet, but we're just glad to know this feature is still on the cards. Xbox Remote Play is fantastic, but adding xCloud to the mix would be another excellent bonus for Game Pass subscribers. And so there you have it. A couple things here. I'm a huge fan of this. I think this is cloud is the future. I don't think we're quite there yet. It works well with some games, works less well with other games. But letting you be able to access your library via the cloud anywhere with a Game Pass subscription is huge, and I think it's going to be big. And I think 5 years from now, everybody's going to be playing that way. Or not everybody, but a lot of people are going to be playing that way. Overall, I like this. Let's take some questions here. I have two questions in particular. How will this new xCloud feature affect the way we think about game ownership and access? It's interesting on game ownership. I've seen a lot of you have commented, not a lot of you, but some of you have commented in the comments to these videos about Game Pass that you're going to own nothing and be happy. And yeah, that's kind of true that you're not going to own anything because everything is digital and via Game Pass, you actually don't have a physical copy. But I think it's the unfortunate reality. I don't know. The unfortunate reality is that, yeah, if Netflix shuts down anytime, you don't own any of those movies versus if I buy them on Blu-ray, you do. Which, by the way, guys, I have been watching movies on Blu-ray lately. We forget because we're so used to streaming, and I've been watching them via my Series X on Blu-ray on my Kick-Ass TV that I have. It's amazing. The quality is next level. It's better than streaming because streaming is compressed. It's the primo way to watch movies. So I've actually been starting to invest more in those physical copies of Blu-rays. They're becoming harder to get, though. I will say they are becoming more niche because everybody is streaming. And so how will it affect the way we think about game ownership and access? I think dramatically. I think everything is going subscription. I think that's just the reality of all our content. When was the last time you bought a CD? When was the last time you bought a movie? For me, I'm beginning to be back into Blu-ray. So actually just last weekend, but for the most part, Everything is subscription. Subscription goes under. My internet doesn't work. I lose access to that stuff. And I think it's going to be no different in Game Pass. I think there are downsides to that, but I think the benefit does outweigh the downsides as far as access. I think the ease of access is there. It's just where we're at. And as long as internet holds, barring any, dystopian like World War III event, I think we'll be good. But yeah, it is a risk. There are some downsides to it, but I think the upsides limit the downsides. I do think it does affect the way we view game ownership. I think that it is subscription based going forward. I think even if we own games, we own them digitally for the most part. Here's the thing though. Nobody makes that comment on Steam. I own my Steam library. Is that any different? If Steam went away, do you own those games? I don't know. I'm not an expert on Steam. I've never even thought of that question. But it's no different than that. So it's been around for a while in the gaming sphere. I guess you do own those games, actually. Yes. But cloud doesn't change that. You still own them. It's just now you access them in the cloud in the same way that on Steam, you don't play them from the cloud, but you have to download them, but they're always there, whether you have them downloaded or not. So that's interesting. What challenges, next question, does Microsoft face in implementing this feature, and how will it impact the gaming community? I think the big challenge here is making sure that it works, because right now it's very hit or miss. At least my experience has been. Some games work really well. Some games don't. I don't like queuing up for games either. I've experienced that as well. For instance, Starfield, I really want to try on cloud, and so we got the Meta Quest, and that's where I wanted to play it via cloud, and every time I went to play it, there was a queue. And I don't want to queue up to have to play games. I want to be able to access my game right away. Now, if you own it, is that different? I don't know. I hope it is different, that you don't have to queue up. But I think there's some technical challenges there. It's not yet perfected, but we're getting there. It's not bad for a lot of games. I played some Forza Horizon that way. It's not bad at all. So yeah, I think we're getting there. Overall, I think being able to play your games via the cloud that you own is huge. It'll be interesting to see if it is only select games, what those are. I would imagine those have to do with copyright issues, with IP issues, whether or not that's a thing. I would be curious to see, does a huge game like Red Dead Redemption 2 or Call of Duty, where we're talking to over 100 gig type of games, do those work via the cloud? Is there any difference there? Is it a size issue? I don't know. I'm not a technical guy, but overall, I'm very excited about this. I think all of these technological developments happening in gaming at the moment, the direction that we're heading, I could not be more excited for. I would love to know what you guys think, though. Where am I right? Where am I wrong? Are you hesitant? Are you not hesitant? Maybe I need to be hesitant, and I'm not. I think the benefit outweighs the risk there. Love to know. That does us for today. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We do videos like this all the time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.